want to do is let Kitty down. You can see he's not exactly thrilled with this, but they tend to survive it. Now that you've got Kitty wet, and the one other thing too, make sure before you put Kitty in the water that you turn it on before and check the temperature so that it's not too hot or too cold for Kitty. Now you notice, because of his long fur, that though he's wet, he's not actually wet all the way down. It's actually dry at the skin. So one of the things we're going to do to make sure that we get Kitty nice and clean is we're going to soap him twice. The areas that tend to be a problem for kittens are behind the ears, and you can see it looks really dry there. So anyway, we're going to put a little Dawn dish soap right here. We're going to do his other ear. And you're not trying to soap the whole thing, but the Dawn will pull away the oil from the skin so that he doesn't get little mats. The other problem areas tend to be right here, and we're going to put some soap right there. Now, because he is a baby, we do need to do around his face. This is a white kitty, so he has a tendency to get stuff. And we're going to use a little bit of Johnson's baby shampoo so that we make sure that we're not hurting his eyes. You soap his little face, but in Persians, have you see the creases there? You need to pull those out and make sure that you're getting the soap in that crease. Okay, now we're going to use, I'm using a whitener on him because he's mostly white cat, and we want him to look brilliantly pretty. Make sure you get the nether regions as well with the soap, and the paws. And now we are going to, again, make sure the water temperature is safe before we put Kitty in. And if you're comfortable, you can just leave the water running. I turned it off so you could hear me talk, but you don't necessarily have to turn it off between soaping. Now in this, what we're doing is just making sure we get all that soap and water down to the skin. We're going to rinse once. And then we're going to soap again. When you soap the second time, that's when generally all the soap gets where it needs to go. Again, make sure your soap gets into his private parts so that he is nice and clean everywhere. When you're rinsing around the ears, you can hold the ears shut so that the water doesn't go in there. Sorry. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that you have all the soap off, because the soap will cause his fur to mat down and he won't look very pretty if you don't. So it looks like our water's running clear. The last thing we do is